Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Final Exam. So dear viewers, this particular video game originally released in 2013. A year I remember fondly as the year I played a hell of a lot of video games. But I know exactly what you're thinking, dear viewer. OCG, you oh so talented bastard who likes to occasionally visit zombie dating websites in the hopes that he can hook up with a dead guy. Just what the hell is this game? And I'm so glad you asked, dear viewer. This is a side-scrolling hack-and-slash shooty platformer game thingamajig that at one point was supposed to be sort of a reboot of the survival horror game series Obscure. And that is a pretty obscure video game series to be rebooting. Of course, the obscure game series I'm talking about is that of Obscure, not a different obscure video game series, although there are a few obscure video game series to be spoken of. But I'm not talking about any of those game series. I'm talking about the game series called Obscure. Do you get me? No? Well, tough. So let's quickly review this video game the only way I know how. Badly. Let's see where to begin. Well, at the time of release, you could play this game with up to 4 players. I assume that's still possible, though I haven't tried that for myself, and I don't recall ever trying that. Anytime I play this game, I just play it solo and choose one of the 4 characters that we can play as, each with their own specific skills that we can unlock and upgrade, each with their own specific weapons, etc., etc. If you played anything like Left 4 Dead or even Resident Evil Outbreak, then you know exactly how this operates, dear viewers. Ooh, a remake of Resident Evil Outbreak. Now that's something I can get excited about. What's probably not incredibly exciting in 2025 is a side-scrolling beat-em-up platformer shooty video game type thing. Though it has to be said that this one is not bad. Nice, colourful graphics, a choice of characters like I said, a myriad of stages set inside a high school, or the subway, or a children's play park. I think it's supposed to be a children's play park. Maybe it's a theme park. But there's no roller coasters, no magic teacups, no gang of youths hanging around the gaming arcade. What there is, though, is a lot of enemies. And even on the easiest difficulty, these enemies are more spongy than an incredibly spongy sponge. And don't even get me started on the bloody boss fights, which are more frustrating than trying to make love to a bagel, and just as cheap. But who doesn't love beating the shit out of zombie-type enemies? You could do a lot worse. You could also do a lot better, but you could do a lot worse. So if you still have a hold of your PlayStation 3 or your XBOX 360, or access to one of those emulator video game things, and for some reason you haven't played this game and you want to play a sort of 2D reboot of the obscure video game series, which is a particularly obscure video game series, not as obscure as some other game series, but obscure nonetheless, then give this game a go. Maybe you'll enjoy it. Therefore, I declare that Final Exam is, pretty damn obscure. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my review for Final Exam. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then, feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants. And no one wants to be a booby pants.